So, I want to talk about knowledge of self. This is something I tried to post about yesterday, but it didn't go through. So I'm going to see if this live actually lets me post it. But I want to talk about, hey, High Life. I want to talk about knowledge of self because this is something I believe will help change humanity, help heal certain communities. If you know me, you know that I've always been into helping others, right? And, before I was chasing money and I thought that entrepreneurship and, owning your own business is the key to freedom. But for me, I ask questions all the time. I want to be the best that I can be. So when you ask the universe questions like, how can I be better? Like, what is this? What is life? Who am I? What is this? That is when, hey everyone, that is when you will begin to get answers. Anytime you ask questions, you'll understand you get answers. Some people think, I'm praying to God and God shows me the way. God gives me what I'm praying for. But truthfully, you're asking the universe and the answers come to you. The God subject is another topic. But right now, I just want to talk about knowledge of self because I'm sure you heard it from certain leaders or black leaders. But, you have to look at the awareness and the consciousness that they bring it all together. So sometimes people say, know yourself, but they don't go deeper. So I just want you to understand that knowledge of self means to look at things on a metaphysical level, beyond the physical. So I'm not saying, know yourself, like know your name that your parents gave you, or, know what you've been taught in this society, or, that you're a lawyer or a doctor or anything like that. I mean to look beyond all that, look beyond the physical. It's not your body, it's the energy that you possess. So you have to know like that. And this is why it's important to at least look into astrology. Because understanding astrology, my astrology chart, helped me understand myself a lot. So, of course, I'm going to promote that and tell other people to look into astrology. I can help anybody that wants to know about that type of stuff. I know I have a lot of people that contact me about business, and that's fine. But in my situation right now, I'm more about helping people learn about themselves, giving knowledge that I have, wisdom, and helping people become the best versions of themselves. Because I know a lot of people think, it's a war, we got to pick up guns, we got to fight back. But truthfully, it's a war on your mind. So you have to understand how your mind works. And through astrology, that helped me understand my mind. So maybe it can help you understand yours. If not, studying astrology also helps you understand the energies that we possess. It helps you look at things beyond the metaphysical. So if you didn't know, everything in your reality is a symbol. This is why ancient people used to write messages with symbols, and you have to interpret it from your own perspective. So everything around you is a symbol of something. Your body is a symbol of your mind. So anything that's going on in your body is a symbol that something's going on in your mind. Anything that's going on in the outside world, the outside of you, is a symbol of what's going on in your mind. An example would be, you wake up every day and you go to work. Your body is telling you don't want to do that shit today. Your body is telling you certain things, but sometimes our mind can override that, and we won't look at it for what it is. So I encourage everyone to look deeper, understand energy, and understand the energy behind the symbols in your life. So if you're in a certain environment that is not conducive to you, then you need to be able to change your mindset, and therefore you'll end up changing your environment. So knowledge of self is very important. This is how we heal humanity. This is how we heal the black community. Because it's not a war on our physical anymore. It is a war on our mentality. It's a war on our mental. Well, it could be a war on the physical, but that's a manifestation of the mental. Okay? So you have to understand, to look deeper into knowledge of self, you have to heal generational curses. Heal childhood trauma. and heal your mind from lower vibrations. You know how some people say, oh, your vibe is low, or your vibe is off. That's their perspective, but to understand you will mean everything. So, what you have to do is look within. Anything you see without exists within. Look within yourself and be like, how can I be the best version of myself? How can I be better today? You know, if I'm hanging around somebody that is not serving me, and I don't mean serving as a servant, I mean adding on to you. If you're in a relationship and that's not adding on to you, it's probably not best for you. But we can go into relationships real quick. Like a relationship, if you have not grown up in a village, in a tribe, then most likely you're in a relationship to understand yourself. And this doesn't mean always intimate relationships. I mean friendships, the people that you hang around, the people that you work with. This is all conducive to the same thing. You are trying to figure out who you are. That's why divine knowledge of self is so important. So, in your relationships, a lot of times, if friendships, whatever, you'll start to point the finger and you'll be like, well, that person's this way and this is da-da-da. But you always have to look at the fingers pointing back at you, like, what could you do to be the best version of yourself? And knowledge of self means to understand yourself. This means to love yourself. Love, true love is understanding. It's not the emotion. We have to understand all emotions come from a thought. So anytime you have an emotion, you need to get to the bottom of the thought behind that emotion. If it's happy, that means understand what makes you happy. That's loving yourself. Being with a certain person or in a friendship or around a people. See, people are very important in your life. More important, some people are like, oh, I'm going vegan. Like, I'm the shit. I'm vegan now. No, like, it's more than that. The people in your environment is very important. And understanding yourself is the most important thing, because that means to love yourself. To love yourself means to understand yourself. So when you love yourself, then you'll know what's best for you. You'll know, okay, I don't want that dumbass, nasty ass food because I understand it and I know what it is. Like, I went deep into the situation. I'm not about to just work just for money because I understand what money is. I understand it. And I will give myself the best because I understand myself, I love myself, and I know that I deserve the best. See, when you don't know yourself, that's when you start to get around certain people, characters, situations that will show you you don't love yourself. And it starts to get you out of balance. And when you're out of balance, that is a clear indication that you don't motherfucking know yourself. It's okay. We all get out of balance. But it depends on your response and how easily you get right back into balance, because that's when you know yourself. When you know yourself, you're at balance, you're at ease, you're in bliss. So it's not to say, oh, nothing's gonna come along and kind of throw you off your shit, or a hill, a mountain you got to climb over, a motherfucking bridge you got to get over. It's not saying that there's nothing that's gonna come to you that gets you off of your out of balance. It's up to you to know yourself in order to get you right back to balance. We have to understand nature is so important to learn from. We learn a lot from nature, and so many people discredit it and don't really understand it. But the thing is with nature, if you look into nature, all animals, insects, and nature, like trees and stuff, anytime something comes and gets it out of balance, it gets right back into balance. You put something in front of an ant, even if you put a piece of food in front of an ant, it's going to tear it up, but it's going to get straight back to what the fuck it's doing. So we have to understand that's the same thing we have to do as a people. And understand, if you're stressing, I feel like this is a big thing in the world. We're doing so much stuff that stresses us out. That's getting us out of balance. Like going to a job that you don't like. I realize, I'm the one that used to tell you, quit your motherfucking job. Be your own boss. I used to tell you these things. Like, you're a boss, be your own boss. And to a degree, everybody is their own boss. But I realized that not everybody is able to manage other people. Not everybody's able to have their own so-called business or whatever. Really, a real business is family. But the thing is, I'll go into that another time. But the thing is like, so many people don't understand that you are your own boss. As in, if you are a good employee, and you like, I don't want to be the boss. I'm good being an employee. And I'm saying employee as in someone that is working with another empire. This don't have to be somebody that is working just for money. This, people help out in religious practices, all types of things. Whatever you're doing, just make sure it's conducive to you. Make sure it's adding on to you and serving you. So a lot of employees, you're out of balance because you're choosing to work with a company that don't give a fuck about you. Okay? So you have to, and that's a part of loving yourself. Like, so many people, like, if you clearly don't love yourself. If you're waking up every day going to a job you don't like, that's a sign that you're out of balance and you're not loving yourself. You're not understanding yourself. You're not believing and understanding that you deserve better. Okay, so what I want to say now is, because I can get all into all different types of topics, what I want to say is just I encourage you to understand the metaphysical. Don't get so caught up in the physical that you forget that this is all energy. This is all energy. These are all symbols trying to tell you something about yourself. And life is about knowing yourself. It's getting back to balance, which is love. And what is love? I just told you, love. True love is understanding. The emotions, all these little emotions that you go into, they all just came from a thought. And you have to get to the bottom of the thought. Everything starts with a thought. You have to understand that. Even in the Bible, when it says, oh, in the beginning was a word, well, we know if you look into yourself, you will know you cannot have a word without thinking it first. All this shit came from a thought. Okay? So I want you to dig deeper into yourself and look at your energy. Remember, your response to situations is going to tell you a lot about yourself. Your response to situations is going to tell you a lot about yourself. Don't spend so much time pointing the finger at other people, thinking like, oh, they're the issue, they're the problem. You're the problem. Everything you see with outside of you is within you. So don't fall victim under the illusion of separation, thinking that you're separate from something. That is you, in a different light, in a different form. So if somebody's doing something you don't like, if you deal with that, that's showing you don't love yourself. But if you say, you know what, I love myself, I'm not finna deal with that dumb shit. That's the lower vibration. That's the lower thoughts that I have. That's the lower shit. I'm above that. I'm not gonna deal with that shit. That's when you start to love yourself, is when you give yourself the best. And in order to give yourself the best, you have to understand yourself. So, I know I said a lot, and I'm just going to hope and pray that this thing, post on my page so that you guys can listen back, and I will go deeper into subjects. I know I said all these different types of subjects, but I just wanted to put that out there because I feel like somebody needs to hear it, and if I can help one person with my words, that's what I like. That's what I enjoy. That's my purpose in life, is to find balance and love, which is understanding. I'm not saying all this cliche, love type shit. I'm saying to understand situations. First of all, we have to understand nature. And then we have to understand ourselves. If we don't understand ourselves, it's going to be hard to understand others. And when I say understand, I mean going deeper, beyond the surface. A lot of you motherfuckers are surface dwellers. So you only stay on the surface of things. You have to go deeper. Staying on the surface means you're going to choose the shiny apple versus the one that has the motherfucking seeds and the nurture and the information in it to be able to help yourselves. So, I guess I can go a little bit deeper because astrology is something that can help you a lot. Okay? And so many people would be like, whatever, because we were taught that astrology is like a zodiac and I would be a Leo and everything a Leo does, that's me. No, it goes deeper than that. You'll see different types of energies that you possess and that is within other people. And I want to just say this. We are all made up of the same thing. We are all made up of living cells. Okay? We are all one. And this is what you'll understand when you come into true divine knowledge. We are all one, vibrating on different levels. But what makes me separate and different from you is how I perceive reality, is how I think, is how my mind is. So this means I'm a piece of the all. I'm a person, a piece of the sun. So what I bring to the table is something different from what you bring to the table. This is what makes us different. This is what makes life life. Okay? But when we start to understand more, we will see that we are everything. But I'm a piece of that everything. And with that piece, I have to understand my piece in order to give my piece to the world. Okay? So that's what I want to say. And I hope this, post, I'm gonna see if this post up, and y'all let me know if it helped you in any type of way. And love yourself. I love myself.